clearly, but it is saying it is at 0.990 kilowatts. Sorry, kilo ohms for the resistance there. So we'll do a little components row, and we'll say all right, so we'll say 1 kilo ohm resistor has actual. So we'll go theoretical and actual, and we got 1 kilo ohm resistor. Actual is going to be 0.990. 990 kilo ohms. Okay. We might adjust the formatting here later, but it's fine for now. All right, so we got that. Gonna go ahead. So that looks good. All right, part 2. Let's go ahead and put that over here. Same one there. We also have a 4.7 kilo ohm resistor. Actual is going to be, let's test it real quick. We got 4.639, so 4.64. Okay. So now we're going to build the circuit. Looking like this. So, all right, I'm just going to start from here. Okay. So we got, go ahead and connect this guy. Okay, so we got our op amp. Remember, it's got to straddle that boy there. We need to get our in plugs. Go ahead and use the 15-volt power supply. Every time you're using the op amp, you got to have it powered. Most of y'all did that correctly on the exam, so good job. Okay. And then we want to run over some connections to the board. So put that in there. I'm thinking the white wires might be hard to see, so I'm going to use. What am I going to use? Green, I suppose, for negative power. That makes sense. All right. All right. Put that guy in there. Okay, so we got negative power. We got to get our positive power. That should work. All right. This must be great. You guys get to watch me struggle to connect things. Fun. Okay, and then we need to have ground connected, so we'll run ground. Okay. Right here. Maybe. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so we got our op amp. We're building basically it's an inverting op amp with a capacitor in parallel with the R2 resistor. If you want to think about the, if you were trying to design something like this, that'd probably be an easy way to remember it. And this is, we're building, to clarify, we're building an active low pass filter. So recall that for the passive low pass filter, we have a resistor in series with a capacitor. Basically, all we're doing right now is we still have a resistor and the in series with the capacitor. We're adding another resistor above that one. This actually increases the I don't say fidelity, but the signal. It decreases the noise. Sorry, that's probably the best way to say it. It decreases the noise of the circuit. Yeah. So yep. So we do that, and we basically slap that into an inverting op amp configuration here, and yeah, there you go. So now it's an active low pass filter. Let me grab. So we got the 1 kilo ohm guy. We're gonna bring in pin 2. There you go. Okay. And then we're going to go in parallel. We're going to have a capacitor. So our 0.01 microfarad capacitor and our 4.7 kilo ohm resistor jumping over from pin 2 to pin 7. All right, so that looks good. And just if you were to be building this yourself, be careful to make sure that these components aren't touching, because that will affect the signal of it. It shouldn't theoretically, but like it just messes with like how clean your output is. All right, so now we're gonna add a measurement, a V out connection. We need a V in connection. We use this little purple guy. That'll work. All right, then we're gonna have to run. That's not gonna range. We'll do. So we'll run a wire from positive 15 volt source over to pin 6, right there. I'm just gonna lay that down, get out of the way, and then we need a little bitty boy to jump over to our guy here. And I know this isn't the most efficient way probably to build this up. We're using grain, so you can see stuff. Look at that. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So now we're going to use this guy to do our ground. So ground goes in pin 3 for the inverting op amp. Boom. Look at that. We have built the circuit. So now we just got to measure. Put in 1 to connect our probes to. Okay, so we got VN coming up here, right? So this is coming from the function generator, right? VN, ground, and then we want to measure. I grab these guys. This. All right, so now we're going to go measuring between V out and also ground. Okay, cool. Hopefully, this is still, yeah, nice. Okay. Cool, so we got this all set up. Should be good. Hopefully you can see how that was built. Right. So we have now built this. Looks good to me. We'll go ahead and give it a shot. So we've done all this. Here, you can read this on your own time. Okay. Because I'm getting tired. All right. Waveform, sine, millivolt. Okay, so let's go change it. So we want our VPP to be 300 millivolts this time, and our frequency to be 100 hertz. So we'll go ahead and go up here. So we're doing 100 hertz with the VPP of 300 millivolts. Looks good. We'll go ahead and full screen this guy. Run that, and we will auto scale that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back a little bit. Okay. So let's see what we got. So we're doing the same thing basically. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we're doing the V in, V out, and phase. So this same chart here. And we are doing a low pass. Yeah, okay, so we're doing an active low pass this time. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and should have just copied this page, whatever. Okay, so we got an active low pass filter, which is part 2B. And our frequency is going to be, we get up to 60 kilohertz. We'll keep in kilohertz. So we're starting out at 0.2. We got 0.4. We got 0.6, 0.8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40, 60. Okay. Cool. V in now is going to be 0.6, right? So, well, we're going to be amplifying this. I'm going to leave it in volts this time. Okay, so 0.6 should be our source for all these. V out is right now the same, so 0.6. We go ahead and delete all these. Okay. Okay, looks good. So phase shift looks, it's like 0. I'm just gonna bring it back over here real quick. So if we're gonna do this, we got peak to peak, it's about the exact same as our input. Phase just about 0. It hops around. You can see it on the device more clearly, but it's we're gonna record 0 there. All right, so then we're gonna go up to 400 hertz. I guess we'll go back here. Okay, so 400. Oh wait, might have goofed. Let's check real quick what the instructions say. 100. Oh. Okay. We are good. Okay. And that. All right. So for 100 hertz, we got a phase shift to 0, V out, equivalent to our V in. Cool. Now we're going to go ahead and start cranking it up. So we're going to go 200 and see what we get. All right. Peak to peak, still the same. Phase is also still 0. So 0.6. Phase shift 0. Bring it back here. 400. Let's go. We're going to go auto scale. Still looking pretty much 0 for the phase shift. No real change for our V out. All right, so now we're up to 600 hertz. Okay, still not much going on, so. Oh, guys, LOL. There's a reason. Hopefully some of you noticed this, but I did not turn on the power supply, so we're not going to be amplifying anything. It happens to the best of us. Not that that's me. All right, so we're going to go, man, glad I caught that before we got places. Okay, so we're going to turn our positive source. We're going to go 15 there. We're gonna go 15 for our negative. Quit it, you boob. All right, negative 15 volts. We're gonna turn those on, and then we're gonna go laugh about how dumb I am. Okay, I'm done with you. That makes way more sense. Okay, so damn. All right, we're gonna go back. Redo this. That's awesome. So happy. I was wondering why I wasn't changing. That didn't make any sense. Cool. Let's troubleshoot. Okay. So I'm not seeing a waveform for my output. So it makes me think something's not working right. Yeah, no signal there. That's fantastic. All right. So we got sources coming in here, should be good. Everything should be connected well. I'm worried it might be this ground. Yeah, I'm not seeing any sort of signal. Okay, so I'm thinking the op amp might just be. Let's check. Let's run through troubleshooting real quick. So we know our function generator is outputting stuff correctly. We got our signal wave there that is pumping out the correct waveform. Yep. Power source obviously is going to be putting out what it says it is. So that makes me think. So connection. So everything over here looks good. Run it through here. Everything's in the right place. That doesn't mean it's all connected well. So let's take a gander here. All right. I'm going around with this guy, I guess. Okay, so we got power in, same row as this. Running through the 1 kilo ohm, coming here to pin 2, which is our negative input for the op amp. Okay. Got the capacitor, got the 4.7. 0. All right. Yeah, all right. So it's the 0.01 microfarad capacitor, so that's good. Let's see. So this, pretty sure this is connected well. Positive 15 volts looks good. Negative 15 volt looks good. The ground. So my bet is that it's the ground right now. If I had to guess, I'm gonna just get a longer wire because that looks like it might not be connected great. So we're gonna pause that. Whoop. And slap on a new ground wire. Okay. This also, just for everyone to keep in mind, this is supposed to be a 2-week lab. Hopefully we can get this done today. That doesn't look good either. Shit. Huh. Okay. This is kind of weird. I'm gonna switch out the op amps real quick, see if that fixes it. Hopefully it does. You guys get to watch me struggle a little bit. Fun times. All right. So I already see what I did wrong. I don't have this wire in the right row. Ridiculous. Okay. That's gonna probably fix it. All right, so there we go. We got our negative, ground, ground. Okay, let's see. Haha, a wave. Troubleshooting, we did it. It was so for those of you who didn't catch that, it was I think I had this wire connecting my negative power source, the negative 15 volt supply. I had it down one row. So awesome. Cool. Figured that out. So let's go auto scale this bad boy and see what we got. That looks much better. Okay. 100 hertz input. Output. We got, yeah, all right. We weren't able to find shit. Okay. So we got 2.77 volts. I'm going to go ahead and just ignore those. Beep, boop. Phase is 180. Yeah, that was much more correct. Cool. Sweet. So that was 100 hertz, 200. Ugh. What a pain. Let's see what we got. 2.73. And a phase shift of 178. 400 hertz. We got, all right. Still sitting pretty at 2 point. This isn't a, this should be inverting the signal, right? Huh. Let me check something real quick, guys, so I don't keep wasting time. Part 2B. Yeah, so this is fine. Interesting. All right. Cool. So data is fine. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't forgetting something. All right. So phase shift. Phase is 174. All right. So now we're gonna do 600. We're gonna go. Let's see what we got there. So you might know I'm not like stopping it every time I'm measuring this time. It's such a low frequency that it's a pretty stable output for us, so I don't feel the need to do that. All right, so 2.69 volts output. We got phase of 172 on to 800. We got peak 69 again. Phase of 169. All right. All right, we're up to 1 kilohertz. .61 for our V out, VPP, and a phase of pretty consistently 166. 2 kilohertz. You notice this is more of a log scale for us here, so we should be getting a pretty decent shift as we go. 2.37 for our voltage, and we got a phase of 152 up to 1.4. Peak to peak of 1.79. Phase of 133. All right. Six kilohertz. We got 1.39, 122, 8 kilohertz. Man, if any of you watch this all the way through, I'll be thoroughly impressed. This is a boring lab to do. Actually, like in person, I can't imagine just watching someone do it. All right, so the phase shift is right about 116 right now for us, so we'll keep that there. 10 kilohertz. I'll scale that. All right, so we're down to 920 millivolts, so 0.92. Phase shift of 111. Jumping to 20. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this one now because it's pretty volatile. Peak to peak is now 490 millivolts, so we're actually beneath our input voltage. Frequency phase is 100. 40 kilohertz. That's good. Peak to peak of 250. Phase shift 95. And the last one for this part. All right. That's not. So phase shift should be about 90. That's bumping around there. All right, that's close enough. We'll record that one. Okay, so we got 0.18 and 89 for our phase shift. Okay. Cool. So that is the active low pass filter data running through that frequency sweep. That's the word, sweep, that I needed earlier. Okay, so we got all that. Hop over here. Got all that. Making more plots. You guys at least can make plots. That's fun. Okay. So now we need to do the active high pass filter. Well, if the active low pass filter was just throwing our passive low pass filter onto an op amp, inverting op amp configuration, wonder what the active high pass or low pass. Yeah, okay. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and pause the. Let's pause this guy. It's shit. I didn't want that one. Oof. Sleepy. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn off the outputs here. To build the active high-pass filter. So we're going to do, it's actually really easy to convert this to a high-pass filter. I'm just going to do, make sure this is all not super shitty. All right, we're going to go this guy here. All right, so we're leaving the resistors where they were for the most part. And then we're just moving the capacitor. Basically, we put in series in front of that initial resistor, I think. Yep. So, all right. Then we're going to put our V in right here. I'll make sure these are in the same row. I don't want another kerfuffle like that. All right, so that looks good. So we got power coming in, going through the capacitor, 1 kilo ohm, 4.7 kilo ohm. Jumping across. All right, looks good. Turn these guys back on. And go back here. Let's see what we're doing. I'm going to guess it's the exact same thing as last time. Okay. Set the input signal to sine wave, 300 millivolt, 400 hertz frequency. And we're going to measure. Okay, so we're recording the same measurements. Just get it out. Okay. Recording the same measurements, and then just starting at 400. Oh man. So we gotta do this twice. That's bullshit. All right. All right. So we're gonna go 400 hertz. Go ahead and run that bad boy. Okay. Interesting. All right, cool. Pause that. All right, let's make our little chart real quick. This is going to be a pain in the freaking ass. Okay. So we don't need these. Come on, come on. Serious? Whatever. Okay, so I think, let's check what we got. We want 600, 400, 600, 800, 1, 2, all the way up to 60. And VN of 300 millivolts, which doubles there. And then we got to do it again. So we got to do it again with a 1 volt input. That is incredible. Cool. So we'll do that and have a little. It's fine. Just put dashes here. All right, when you're working with the data, just make sure to use these as separate sets. Okay. I can't wait to do this. So we're going to do 400. Cool. Starting there. All right. Phase is... Okay, phase is negative 90 for this. You can see it on the actual component, or I guess device there. Okay, so we got the out of 100 millivolts, phase of negative 90. $600, run, stop. This is also everything's on. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Also negative 90 for phase. V out of 3 volts. 100. Run. Yeah, this is, so the auto scale for this does not work great, so I'm just going to manually do it every time probably. That should give us something. All right. And we'll stop that. So we got 0.17 for volts coming out and a phase of -85. Frequencies now 1. Man, I don't even know if I'm going to require y'all to watch this. This is not exciting stuff. Pause that. So we aren't seeing a. Okay, so we aren't seeing a phase because we need to have a little bit more wave in there. There we go. Okay, so pause it. What do we get? Still -90, huh? Okay. So we got a peak to peak. 200 millivolts. We got a phase shift of -94. And this is, honestly, this is just, these should all be about -90. This is just kind of noise, but we're going to go ahead and simulate what you might get for your data set. So it's fine. Go 2 kilohertz. And yeah, so we're starting to amplify the signal more. So we're going to have to auto scale every time probably. And that looks good. Okay. So we're jumping up to 0.36. Oh, okay, we got -97 for our shift. And we got a 4 kilohertz input. Pause that. So now we got 0.8 volts output, and we're at 104 phase. Go 6. Okay, so we're almost at a single volt output. -109. Dear God. Hope you guys are having fun back home dodging the coronavirus. I'm here working. Okay. 1.27 volts. We got phase of 14. We'll run that. All right, 1.47. 120. -0.25, -143. 40. 2.65. 69. -168. It looks like. And 60 kilohertz. We made it through the first iteration. Output is still 2.69. And phase shift is 107. Okay, so that might confuse some of you. It was at -170. Now it's at positive 170. Yeah, when you get to like negative 180, positive 180, that's the same shift. Think about like which direction you're going from that reference point. So basically, this is just saying we went over a little over negative 180 and came back to like, so it's closer to go the positive direction for the phase shift rather than the negative direction. So, yeah, so we could put like negative 188 if we wanted for this, but we'll record it. Just keep that in mind when you're looking at this, why that is. If you have questions about it, let me know. But I think it makes sense thinking about like how you're measuring phase shift. It's basically the like they look at this point in the wave and then like the matching point in this wave, and they're like, okay, so that's like half of the half shift, right? Like 180 degree shift. But you could be measuring to this point or to this point. They're measuring to the nearest like peak or valley. So it's going to be either positive or negative for your phase shift. And in this case, it was closer to that positive peak rather than negative, I guess the positive direction than the negative direction. So hopefully that makes sense. And I didn't just vomit up a bunch of nonsense there. That was gross. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to jump this up to 1 volt. We go back down to, we'll just do 400 hertz, auto scale, and we get to do it all over again. How exciting. All right. Living the dream. So we got our V out is 0.27-ish, I guess. Phase shift is right about negative 90 again. We got, all right, 600 hertz. Oh, and it is like beautiful outside today. I just want to go out and go for a run, you guys. Do not really want to be in here recording myself talking like a crazy person to no one. Cool, 800 hertz. That's still good. So we got auto scale. So again, if your peak is above the output screen, if you have a peak up here, it can't measure above that point. It doesn't like can't like see beyond that point basically, so it's going to just give you whatever that value was there. So make sure your signals are fully contained within the screen. So anyways, 0.49 and negative 92. And we're up to 1 kilohertz. And we got 3.6, negative 93, it looks like. 2 kilohertz. Gonna have to upscale that boy. And we're gonna go, all right, so we got 1.17 volts for our B out. Phase shift is now at negative 97. Right. 4 kilohertz. Okay, 2.25 RB out with a phase shift of negative 105. 6 kilohertz. All right, we got 3.26 volts. We got negative 110. We got, all right, let's go to 800 kilohertz. Yeah, I hope there's a way for you guys to play through this faster than just listening to me bullshit for. What are we at? Oh my god, it's 2 hours. Ugh. Why? Negative 116. I'm reading a book right now. I just want to go home and have a beer and read that book. So good. Ninth house. It's disturbing. Kind of creepy, but interesting. Would recommend if you are a fan of fantasy books. A little bit of magic. It takes place at Yale. It's got my stamp of approval. All right, so we're up to 20 kilohertz now. I might have to just like talk about random stuff as I do this, or I'll fall asleep. All right, so we got 7.5 for the voltage out, and a phase of about negative 1.4. Go 40 kilohertz. We are now, what does that look like, everyone? That's a triangle wave. Which may be a question. Okay, so phase shift. Yeah, so as you can see, it's positive now. So we're basically going, as we talked about before, we're going the other direction when we measure. That is okay. Just remember who you are. That's what I like. That's interesting. Okay, so that is the data. I'm going to check and make sure that it doesn't look absurd compared to what we would expect. Yeah, all right, that looks right. Exciting stuff. Okay, so we got all this done. Let's go look over here. Boom, boom, boom. Did it. Okay. Tabularize everything. This kind of explains why the phase data is a little funky. So, yeah, just read that. I guess I could read it. If the data point is positive, you should subtract 180 from the value. If the data point is negative, you should add 180 to the value. That is not, so that's like for the ones that are not correct in reference to the other ones, right? So, like, this one should obviously, you should, subtract 180, like 0. Oh, it's saying, okay, so it's saying add 180. Okay, maybe you do what this says. That's fine, because then you'll have 90 going down, 90 going to 0, basically, if you do that. Okay, sure. Sounds good. Follow the instructions here. And, oh, is that the last thing? Dang, okay, cool. Nice. I'm gonna double check that real quick. feel like I missed a part. I thought there was a face thing. Okay, well, I guess we're good. Living the dream. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, that is Lab 6. Yeah, so this will be the data we can all use. I don't like that we're all using the same data sets, but whatever, it is what it is. Cool. So I'll probably make this a little prettier. Maybe not. We'll see. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and look at these. Anything about these we want to talk about? I think we're good. Yeah. So hopefully you guys watch this video before we have the class session, the Zoom meeting next week. Yeah. So for the Zoom meetings, it's going to be interesting. I think we might just do where everyone can type in the chat if they have questions, or we'll have it where I'll probably control if people are talking or not, because I don't want like 20 people trying to talk at the same time. That'd be chaos. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we can kind of play by ear. But yeah, you can ask questions about this lab. Tell me if I did something wrong. Very likely to have occurred. Ask about the data. Ask about any questions, and we'll talk about it. This is going to be probably more of a free to not probably more of a collaborative air we're going to go for here on out. We'll talk about everything in class when we meet up on Zoom. So we'll see what happens, guys. All right, cool. If you made it this far in the video, I congratulate you. And if you can tell me what book I recommended in class or something, maybe we'll do a little reward if people can tell me that. See if you actually read or listened to watch the video. Woof! Time to go for a jog. I need to get out of here. Okay, we'll call it there, guys. Put the data up this week for you to use, and yeah, all right. Stay safe out there, you crazy kids.